All right, family. We live with the general, man. We got some fire commentary on what's going on with our brother Julius Malema. They trying to sentence Julius Malema to 5 years for supposedly shooting an assault rifle. I think he was at a rally. He was at a rally and he it looks as if he shot an assault rifle. He's saying that it was a toy. Okay, he's saying that it was a toy, and so for I guess the video surfaced, and this has been a while now. It's been over almost 7 years. It's been almost 7 years. I remember when it happened, but it kind of I wasn't keeping up with it, and so I didn't think it was that serious. I didn't think it was that serious, that you could get 5 years. I don't know what type of laws they got going on over there, but that damn near like if you shot some damn body, to get 5 years and shit. I know shooting a rifle over that you get some shit, but 5 years, and so they really trying to get Julius up out of there. They trying to get Julius up, and they've been coming for Julius for a while now. You know what I'm saying? Because he trying to get them Afrikaners up out of there, trying to get the land back to the people and thing. And so, they trying to get all that remnants, that revolutionary remnants, the freedom fighters up out of there. That's anywhere. That's anywhere. The powers to be is gonna be against you any which way they can. They not because they know that you talking about uprooting their ass. And our people's been fighting that fight a long time, and we had to support. We had to support our peoples in South Africa trying to get them up out of there. We do. You understand? With them, any part of Africa. You understand? Any part of Africa. It's not their soil. And so I knew, they tried to line him up, not just recently, when Ramaphosa came to the United States. And they bum rushed him with, all these videos, and they brought the video of Malema on there talking about death to the settlers and all of that, because he didn't tell he telling on Elon Musk and all the shit that he didn't support it. They benefited. His daddy, Elon Musk's daddy, or racist. I don't know if he was a boy or not, but I know he owned illegally owned some type of mine where he got rich. Elon always talking about he didn't get no money from his daddy. Who gonna believe that? So they benefited from the illegal sale of resources, you see, in South Africa. So damn, you know, he doing what need to be done. And they need to do it all over Africa. And what he's doing in South Africa, they need to do right here in the United States. They need to do it right here in the United States. They need to get these damn Arabs, they need to get these goddamn Koreans, and they need to get anybody that is not of the black community, they need to get their ass up out of the community. You see, it need to get them up out of the community. They live in South Africa. They the richest goddamn people. And I did this before. But I didn't know that, it just popped up and everybody is talking about they trying to give Julius Malema 5 years to get him out of there, because he's like the voice of the people down there. So I don't know who could replace him. I don't see nobody that could replace him. He been the one that's been vocal and outspoken down in South Africa for many, many years now. You see, he's been out there for a very long time speaking truth for the people, telling them they got to get their ass up off the soil. You got to leave. You got to get the people back. And Ramaphosa has been saying that they supposed to be redistributing the land back to the people, but he's very slow on that. And I believe Malema has gotten on his head about that. And so, Ramaphosa, but he probably ain't all that, fond of Malema either. He's because he when he was in the White House, he brought, who was that? One of the, the guy Rupert, the white boy Rupert, who is the richest man in South Africa. This guy named Rupert. You see, richest man in South Africa, white boy. You see what I'm saying? And he brought him in there. And I say, damn, I went and did the research. And out of the 20 richest people in South Africa, only 2 of them are black. Matter of fact, I don't even know if it's 2. It might have been 1 out the top 20. So they over there still hoarding the wealth. They still hoarding the wealth over there. You see what I'm saying? It's no different than over here. It's the same way. You know what I'm saying? The masses is at the bottom. And you got the motherfuckers at the top eating well than a motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? And that's the reason why, what crime it is down there is being created by the fact you got these motherfuckers at the top hoarding all the goddamn wealth. That's just what it is. And so we see glimpses of prosperity. We're not going to deny that. We're not going to, but it's still a long way to go for our people to get back control of their land. You see, it's still a fight on that. We don't want to be confused about that. It's still a fight on getting the land back to the people. You conquered the land. You took the land from the rightful people. And that's the same story damn near everywhere you go. That's damn near the same story everywhere. It's some motherfuckers at the top, damn near everywhere you go, that do not belong there, that is feeding off the resources of the indigenous peoples of that goddamn land. You see? And so, man, I feel bad for Malema, man. I didn't know it was that serious. And I know he has appealed it, and he still sounds strong. They ain't scaring him at all. And I think he feel confident that they trying to set him up, to get him out of there. And I'm really hoping, that that the people, and they're not gonna leave him, and stand strong behind him, and and fight that appeal, man. And all that 5-year shit, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's what I'm talking about. Ramaphosa with his whole ass, he supposed to step in there and say, you supposed to be able to step in there, man, and see that that's a fucking, you just trying to, get the man up out of there. But Ramaphosa don't give a damn, because Julius be on his head. He be on his goddamn head too. You see what I'm saying? So, he ain't gonna have too much mercy on the man, and Julius don't want no mercy. He want to fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. As long as I've known him, I honor him. He want to fight. That's the only way he know how to do it. And so, I heard him talking. As the verdict was handed down that they was gonna try to give him 5 years. I seen partially a speech that he was giving. I want to go back and listen. But he was running down how they are fabricating information. They fabricating, in which they always do. And he was running it down point for point, that the magistrate, the prosecutor, all of them is in cahoots. They ain't nothing but Afrikaners. That's all they is. And they want to lock him up because he's speaking truth, that it's time to give up the land. It's time to get the land back to the rightful owners. And that's true. You understand what I'm saying? We're not getting in because, a lot of people around the world is not even fighting for their land. You see, they didn't fucking gave up. You know what I'm saying? They done fucking gave up any fight. You don't even hear them talk about getting the land no more. You know what I'm saying? They don't even hear them. They done threw in the towel. Many areas where they ebbed and took, they done threw in the towel. You don't even hear no motherfuckers. It's a few areas where they still fight. You know, but for the most part, most of them motherfuckers done threw in the towel. Wherever, you know, but it is some key areas, you know, Torre up there, and what is that? Burkina Faso, you know, Burkina Faso somewhere. Yeah, what it say? So average person can't just walk. What they talking about? What they talking about out here? What they talking about? Let me come in this comment and find me one of y'all with the real. Let me see who got the real. Oh yeah, you already know that. Shit, I remember the yeah, you know Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa, Rupert run him. Anytime Rupert show up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Oppenheimers and all of that, the De Beers. That's another one of was it what's his name? Nicky Oppenheimer. He's another rich. He like number 2. The Oppenheimers that own the Beers diamond mines. You see what I'm saying? I used to as a matter of fact, the documentary is still on they say they sent all them with them Afrikaners, they sent them back. I was wondering, well, like, I ain't heard nothing else about him. He said when he fell out with Elon Musk, he sent all their ass back, huh? Shit, they was ready to go anyway because they were about to whoop them over here, man. They wasn't gonna do nothing but put them down there on them farms where them damn Mexicans wasn't. You know, after they put all the Mexicans out there, they ain't had nobody to go down there and pick them tomatoes. And so they was gonna put them Afrikaners over there and shit. You know, they was gonna be picking tomatoes. You say y'all motherfucking farmers will get your ass out there. You gonna farm, but you gonna pick. Your farming gonna be picking them goddamn tomatoes and strawberries out there. That's what the fuck y'all gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, uh man, we keeping our eye on Julius. You feel what I'm saying? We can't let him take Julius off the map, man, for real. So, you know, I hate to see that it popped up that they trying to give him 5 years. That's a damn shame. Even if and I ain't saying, he's saying it was a fake gun, you know, and they do that. They do that. They do that. They shoot fake shit all the time. That ain't shit. They be having ceremonies where they shoot fake guns all the time. They got motherfucking, they be looking. I mean, they be looking like they shooting cannons and shit. That be fake. It sound and be smoke coming out of the motherfucker, but it don't always be a goddamn, a live gun. But even if it did, 5 years, y'all give a motherfuckers 5 years just for shooting a gun? That's wild. God damn, that's like damn near I mean, damn, that's like as if you shot somebody. You know what I'm saying? 5 years. But anyway, family, I'm most definitely gonna keep my eye on this, and I'm most definitely gonna pick up my you know my news reporting on this subject right here. So y'all stay tuned, man. Keep y'all eyes on Julius over there, man, and spread the word. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on the Wicked Beast Daily. See you later on today. It's already tomorrow. See you later on today. Get over to Patreon, y'all. Black Power.